Hey, it's us for the win. We're a little bit late tonight because, technology and stuff. But Happy New Year here from Wyrdgard. Like I said, we're for the win. Your occasionally Wednesday at 8:30 uh, weekly D&D live play. But uh, today we are going to be jumping back into where we left off before Christmas in examining the world of Wyrdgard for our next campaign. We're not going to jump quite into playing yet this week. We'll save that for next week. But we last time, if you tuned in, you saw us build out the world. We're gonna add a bit more in a specific lens. But players, introduce yourselves. Hi, who are you?
Hi, we're people.
Yeah, we're alive. We've made it
Sam
through
Snash.
2024.
And I hear myself echoing in
Yep,
someone
someone
else's stream. I think it's you, Scott.
Of course it is.
That's okay.
All
Hey,
right,
I'm
right
Ruby.
I'm Matilda.
That's
And I'm
Scott
Scott. I'm
over
Scott.
there.
Hi there.
We're still just
Sorry.
people right now instead of characters, because
Yeah.
you know
All
But you get a
players, no
preview.
characters.
You kind of get a preview though of our characters, just considering we've updated the stream and you can see what we'll eventually be called and what we might eventually look like.
That's a good point.
So the last time we played, we were building out the world of Wyrdgard, adding legends, locations, important historical events, traditions, cultural items, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And we wanted to jump back into that world, but in looking over what we did, we had a couple of living things to populate the world, but not a ton. So tonight we are going to jump back into this world building game, and we're going to add some creatures and some NPCs, dealer's choice when it is your turn. Prior to the stream, I said I wasn't going to really participate because I wanted you all to take the lead. But you know what? We had enough time there while we were figuring out the stream that I was able to put some things together. So I'll participate as well as everyone else. So, like last time, we are going to roll initiative. Maybe it'll work. We'll see. I don't know at this point. I don't have faith in anything, but I do have faith that we can roll a die and at least tell you what we got. Ooh, okay. Well,
Did I roll a
I
two?
see Snash, I see me, I see Scott, I see Ruby, and I see, no, Matilda.
Hold on,
Now I
sorry,
see
I re-rolled
Matilda,
because I accidentally rolled two.
because you, I see.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Wow, 2d20 and you rolled 7. I think that should just be your fate is that you rolled a 7.
That's fine if you want to.
So we are going to go back through the regions in reverse order this time and add some things, some fun people, some little critters, whatever our hearts desire. So we're going to start then with the highest roll, which was Snash. Snash, what are you adding to this crystalline cavern that runs throughout the continent?
I am adding a flood touched Dream Eater poop distributor.
Okay.
His name is Ezra Grimethorn. And he deals in Dream Eater shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which we decided last time. What were the properties of their poop?
Hallucinogenic.
Hallucinogenic.
Hallucinogenic
So
happiness.
he distributes he's dealing it.
Yeah. He
Okay.
collects and then he deals it.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'll leave that open.
we're starting off so strong.
Mhm.
Okay. So next up in that order, then I guess is me, baby. Me. Nope, it's not. It's Ruby's re-roll. Ruby, your roll. What are we adding to this?
I don't even know.
Are we doing the same as last time and adding to others, or are we
Yeah, if Snesh said that she wanted to leave it open, so yeah, if we want to. Otherwise, we're going to be done in like 20
Snash,
minutes.
what are they called again?
Ezra Grimethorn.
Okay, hold on. Mm.
I do not have a physical description yet for him, so feel free.
I don't have any
No notes.
notes on that one. That was just beautiful the way it is. Thank you.
Just the flood touched version of like a rave wook.
Yep.
So I would like to add something here.
Yeah.
Ezra had a lover who he is convinced was taken by the Dream Eaters and turned into the Dream Eater Queen. And her name was, oh gosh, I don't have a name in mind, but he swears that she was real and that the Dream Eaters got her. And so that's part of why he goes around collecting their shit, is maybe he'll find the queen.
So that's what he thinks, but what
That's what he thinks. We don't
do
know.
do we know the truth of that, or
He
is
is-
that entirely like a hallucination of his that
I mean,
she existed to
That's
begin with?
probably the case, but maybe there's some truth in it. Who knows?
Love
Can we like just real quick refresh what the Dream Eaters like, how they
Yeah.
affect a person?
Yeah.
So the Dream Eaters, how they affect a person is they travel in colonies, so they travel in these big, groups, but they land on you while you're sleeping, and essentially they drain all the good parts of your dreams out of you, which there's exhaustion levels, I think, and like hit point reductions that come from that. But in like fancy words, basically you go from having dreams to having nightmares. And then we agreed that their poop is made of all your happy dreams, so it's really great to eat. Or
Yeah.
And I decided his lover's name was Laverne.
Laverne.
Beautiful.
How do you spell Laverne?
Okay, Matilda, anything to add?
Just the appearance that he looks like a raver. Like he looks like he would have a great time at Burning Man or EDC.
What type of raver? Is he like
He's-
excessive
he's-
clothing raver or inaccessible clothing raver? Does he have
said he
five
was a
vests or does he have
So-
no vests?
I said wook, so he would be excessive clothing.
Okay.
Excessive clothing. Love it.
Laverne was the other style of raver.
Yes. She was a micro-Kenyan fur boots. Swimming around in the
Pasties and
Aether
mini
Deep.
skirt. Yep.
Pasties and a mini skirt.
Dancing around the Aether Deep.
Perfect. She exists. She definitely exists.
She's not a hallucination.
Scott, anything to add to Ezra Grimethorn?
He's got a distinctive smell
I
that
bet.
so you actually smell him long before you see him.
Oh, no.
It's a bit of a mix of muskiness, bitterness, but at the same time, it's slightly alluring.
So
No.
it smells
But very
kind of
distinctive.
Pheromones.
I like it.
These are happy poops.
Sandalwood.
He sounds like patchouli.
Sandalwood.
Yes. This poor guy. We've just made every hometown stereotypical drug dealer.
A drug rug.
Hey, we wanted to go back to world building. I'm taking a chance.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
Okay. Anything else to add to Ezra Grimethorn?
Nope.
Okay, then that means it is your turn, Ruby.
You're gonna like this one. Deep within the Ether Deep caverns lie the ruby nymphs,
Hmm.
which are within the crystals and often mislead wary travelers by lighting up the crystals along the walls within the ether deep to go further down into the tunnel to trap them within the collapsed area from the what do we call it? Where like that's the
Shatterfall.
Shatterfall.
The Shatterfall, yeah. And some say they're good and they will lead you to safety. Others say they will always lead you to your death. And it's open.
Sirens of the underworld.
So I guess my question is, do they come in like various colors, and do the colors mean anything?
No, so they're ruby nymphs for a reason because
Okay, so they
everybody
do they only hang out in rubies?
well, they hang out in any crystal, but the
Okay.
crystal will light up ruby-ish in
Okay.
some color. So that's when you know that the ruby nymph is, because they don't show you their like physical, similar to how other nymphs will try and hide their actual physical form and just like move the elements around you. Nobody ever really has seen, or if they say they have, most people think they're lying, what an actual ruby nymph will look like when it comes out of the ruby crystals that are their home. We could say that the ruby crystals are their actual home. Like if you can find it, that's the only way to really kill them, maybe.
Do we have a size on them?
What do you think? What size
Like,
should they be?
is it like
I was thinking like
fairy,
pixies.
or
Yeah.
is it like
Okay.
dryad? Like
I
full
wasn't
size?
thinking dryad. I was either thinking small or like really small or just slightly in between. Like the size of a dog versus like a wolf. I don't know why I was using animals like that, but yeah. But we can make them small.
I would love to add that people on the surface have definitely like composited fake skeletons of them and claim to have found them before. Like when they just put
The
different bones
mermaids.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people have figured out ways to attract more of them and have started billing it as like light shows, essentially.
God, is
Yeah.
the deed just a rave now? Like
Yeah.
It
You
is
mean
now.
Ezra discovered how?
And with
The
Ezra in there, it
hallucinogenic.
is now.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Scott, anything to add?
No, I like them as is.
Okay, then next in line is me with a 12. So I had previously talked with Scott about this a little bit, but throughout the Ether Deep, in addition to the Kaleidons, there is another race of sapient folk who you are likely to encounter and likely to your detriment. The Epongi, the mushroom folk, the distant cousins of the Teora, small and mischievous and goblin-esque in their activities. Close friends with the ruby nymphs would absolutely use them to lure adventurers into traps. Would have a strong dislike for any surface dwellers, and are kind of like the mortal enemies of the Kaleidons, in that they are constantly wreaking havoc in Kaleidon society, and they are viewed as a much more like primitive, savage group.
Are you leaving it open?
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
So I'd like to add that their primary sustenance is decay. So they would really be looking for dark, dank places where there's potentially decaying bodies, corpses, things like that. That's where they would be most fruitful, but it could be decaying plant matter, anything like that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of that with the shatter. I can't remember it.
Shatterfall.
The Shatterfall. I'm sorry, you guys said it earlier. My brain just threw it out the window again.
I was actually thinking, the openings to the Aether Deep. We talked a little bit about, this notion of like adventure diving into them because of the gravity shift, but I could also see them being used as like trash pits for the surface. Just if you need to get rid of something, a body, some refuse, you could just throw it in one of these Aether Deep holes, and maybe that's where some of these creatures thrive.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, if there is a hole, people will fill it. So
that's what my gym teacher told me. Yeah.
oh gosh.
I would love to add that children on the surface quite often make masks and helmets to look like these creatures and run around terrorizing their parents with it.
Absolutely.
What was the name again, Nick?
Epongi, Epongi.
Nice. Love it.
Oh, I put a Y instead of an I, but yeah.
And Nick, would they have any? What do they think of the Teora, given that they're both vegetative?
So the considering that they are these equal opportunity consumers of the dead, I imagine that the Teora would not be fans of them eating dead Teora, and as such, I think the Epongi would view the Teora as just their dumb northern hick neighbors or cousins.
Can I add the Epongi are quite delicious if you cook them right.
All right, Nosh,
Ruby.
Nosh, get on it.
It's kind of like the
mushroom
blowfish
skewer?
thing where you
Yeah.
have to cook them right or they could kill you, but
I would totally cook you a mushroom skewer stick.
Can you
or
eat them
make
raw?
the mushroom soup. Oh no, we're not gonna eat them raw because they eat decay, so they
But they-
smell like
But they
decay.
are
mean-
fungus.
could.
Still.
It might be toxic.
Are you going to eat effigians too? I mean,
I mean, I might.
Do you
These
eat
are-
stones?
Grind them up.
I mean, I might
Sapient
take a
creatures.
bite. I might take a bite and grind it up into some powder and make a
Spice.
pancake with it. I don't know.
okay.
Make
We
a
literally
roll.
had a cannibal in the last campaign,
Yeah,
and
fair.
that was
Oh,
all
good point.
humans.
Yeah.
I mean, that's different. That's normal.
How is that
It's not-
less
it's
weird?
not- it's not- mm.
You get all your vitamins and minerals from effigians.
I feel like this is
There you go.
Really good zinc. Yeah.
Oh,
so many dirty jokes right now.
Matilda, give me all your nutrient contents for effigians.
oh no.
I mean, yeah, Harlow could eat Catriona, but it's not gonna hurt her.
Oh,
Ew.
do we need to add anything to these mushroom folk?
I think this is gonna open up the question in this universe of what is considered cannibalism and where ethics fall on that.
No.
We're gonna have
not,
to discuss that.
We're gonna
totally
have
not-
to figure
As
that
a
out
group.
At some point.
We're
I
not
mean,
gonna
we'll-
discuss it. It's just gonna.
We're gonna have to figure that out.
Case by case basis.
I would like to add that they like to hoard lost objects.
Mm.
Obviously.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
anything left in the Aether Deep is gone because
Okay.
they accumulate it all.
So I know they're mushrooms because do you guys remember the Labyrinth movie
Sure.
Yes.
and
Mhm.
the trash pit where they had all the stuff on their back?
Yes.
What if the one of the reasons they're delicious but so hard to cook is like they have their mushroom head or their mushroom top, but like around the body in the lower part, they're like carrying these things that they've collected and hoarded over time.
Could be stuff like coins and stuff get embedded in their skin because of the
Yeah.
soft, spongy
Like how
texture.
trees grow around fences and things. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
grow around.
I mean, they like decay, so I mean, they're fungi that grows around decaying objects
Really
and
icky.
lost things. Yeah.
I love it.
All right, then up next we have Matilda.
There's a well-known for personality, at least, bat namasi that hangs out in the Aether Deep, who's like a gemologist. His name is Melonius Eccles. He's
Melonius?
very eccentric. I don't know if he counts as like he's maybe not one of the forefront experts, but he's very well known because he's quite a character.
How are you gonna spell that?
Great question. Hang on.
Love it. I just
Oh,
basically
Melonius
typed up.
Eccles.
I basically
I
typed
will
up something
type.
random, just based on the sound.
There.
But they're well known as a gemologist.
Yeah, like I'm picturing them with one of those like the monocle, like what you used to look at diamonds and stuff.
Mhm.
Little.
Yep.
Yeah, with whatever those are called.
I don't remember what those are called.
I
I knew
know
at one point.
It's not a loop, right? That's a jeweler's
I think it
loop?
is a loop.
Yeah. It's LOUPE though, right?
Sure.
Well, don't
Pronoun.
when they look at gems, don't they have like that little? Never mind.
That's what we're talking about. The little like magnifier thing that is just for one eye.
Yeah, that sits on the eye. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Melonius Eccles. What a name. Okay. Anybody have anything to add to Melonius?
Lots and lots of published content. You can find
So many pages.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many published journals of his exploits.
You're more common with finding him in published stuff because he's usually down there.
So is this Namasi a raven Namasi?
No, I said bat.
You said say bat. I didn't hear you say bat. All I heard you say was Namasi. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'm just thinking of.
Oh, she's gonna have a picture.
So I want to add that there's a pretty pernicious rumor that Melonius has like an unseemly relationship with certain gems. What does he do with them? We don't know.
No.
There's like he likes gems too much, you know.
I like it.
Oh dear.
It's just a little questionable.
He's so dedicated to his research that it's just a little questionable.
So I'd like to add that he often takes understudies or assistants with him, but they never last long.
He's gone through apprentices just so quick.
Yeah, they cycle through, and it's not that he's killing them. They don't meet, some weird end. It's that they can't take working with him for long.
I love it.
Is there a challenge amongst those that try to be his assistants to see how long, like the longest somebody's last? What's the longest somebody's lasted? And everybody's trying to beat that, but none of them are.
There's definitely
succeeding.
a support group.
Yeah, there's a built-around support group for this. So how long do you think the longest assistant lasted?
I mean,
Okay.
how long before you can't stand a person?
Like
24 hours.
12
I
minutes.
would say like 2 months.
I would
2
say,
months
let's
is
be a little
long
bit
time.
realistic. Yeah. I mean, 2 months would be like the biggest challenge. Like if you can last, 3 months, you succeed, and there's like a pot in the support group for people who can actually succeed, and no one's met it, and the pot just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Betting pool.
Excellent. All right.
What is this picture from, Snatch?
It's
That's from
Scar
Arcane.
From Arcane, yeah.
Watch it. If you haven't watched it, watch Arcane. It's good.
Play
No,
the game too. It's great.
I'd go so far as to say it's great.
It's amazing. It's perfect.
So, Scott, what have you got for the Ether Deep?
Okay, so Lord Myris, it's Myrris, the Aetherbound Lich. So Lord Myris was a powerful mage of unknown origin who sought eternal life by binding his soul to a great crystal vein in the Aether Deep. Now he exists as a lich-like figure with glowing, semi-translucent form radiating immense etheric energy. Muisc is a master manipulator, ruling over a court of spectral servers and enforcing his will across a mid-sized domain of the Aether Deep. He can be sought for his knowledge or relics, but his price is always steep, often involving dangerous quests or morally ambiguous decisions.
Scott, did you mention what species he was before he became a lich?
I said he's of an unknown origin. So now
unknown origin. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of, he's an unrecognizable origin. He's been physically transformed.
What's his name again? Can you spell it?
Lord Muisc, Myrris.
And so those who seek him out, what is it is it just his arcane prowess?
So he is clearly a powerful mage. He knows an awful lot about the Aether Deep itself because that's where he's been. He is connected to the Aether Deep because he is in some way formed a bond with a large crystal vein in the Aether Deep. So he's highly knowledgeable. He's a powerful figure in the Aether Deep. He actually acts as a bit of a ruler for a small portion.
Okay. Like it. Love it.
But he's not a monster that attacks out of nowhere. You know, he's an NPC that can be dealt with. Yeah.
Excellent. Any additions to Lord Muisc? Questions?
Does he have any followers?
He does. So there are, I never can say the name right. What's the non-fungal inhabitants of the Aether Deep? The Collodians?
Collidons.
Thank you. So there are a whole there are whole clusters of those folk that have kind of come under his rule. He's known as both powerful, fair, but fearsome.
Okay.
You said he's like tied to veins.
He was seeking out a way to basically become immortal, and he thought that transferring his soul into a crystal vein would do that, but it didn't work. But he is in some way tied to some of the physical veins in the Aether Deep.
How would you feel if he had like almost like a temple to where he was like mainly sourced at?
It's great. I think that makes perfect sense.
So there's like a natural, almost like cavern of veins of crystal in the Aether Deep where it's kind of like people know like that's where he's located. And so it's kind of like one of those no-go areas.
Yep.
He also used to have a lover.
Was it Ezra?
I was trying to not bring him into the rave nonsense. I was trying to keep him serious.
Yeah.
Scott came up with something more serious.
Mm-hmm.
He's the landlord of the host.
I was gonna say Ezra's the only one that can.
Rave happens.
Ezra's the only one that can like deal with him without consequence because he buys drugs off of Ezra all the time. No, maybe he had a Collidon lover, and something happened to his lover, and that's what fueled his search for immortality.
I like it.
And the Collidons love all of their crystals and gems, and that's why he thought that was the source.
Ooh, does he have like a mark or a symbol that he could like have branded on his followers or something like that?
Like cattle.
Yes.
Branded is a vicious.
So wait, hold on.
Using that.
Did he succeed in becoming an immortal lich within a large vein of crystal? Correct.
That was what he was attempting to do. Whether or not he's been successful is a bit unknown.
But does he look like a lich now, or what we would see as like a?
Yeah, he's a lich-like figure. So I don't know if we really want to call him a true lich.
So we don't have confirmation. Like we know that there's this cavern where he supposedly became a lich, but we don't have. No one really has confirmation just because he's been there and is ruling over that and everything.
Yeah, think of the crystal vein almost like a Horcrux.
Okay,
Right? Like,
that's what I was going. I was going to say,
Yeah.
does the brand that he does his followers give him more power, or help sustain him longer?
It's like a social capital thing.
Dark
Like
mark.
more people are scared
Did we
of
just
him.
make Voldemort?
Yeah.
Voldemort, but he's not like trying to just kill everybody.
Yeah, he's just kind of existing down there and ruling.
He's just
you can
chilling
go
in
play
his hole
cards
in the
with him.
ground.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's cool. Like if you actually
don't
just
bet
come up
anything.
to hang with him, he's pretty cool. But if you want something from him, he's like, nah, you gotta.
Sometimes he
I don't
buys poop, you know.
So
Sometimes he buys poop so he can have happy dreams of his lost love.
Anyways, we don't have to do that. It was just a random thought. He doesn't have to.
something that I wanted to add is that prior to becoming, well, this is at least like highly speculated about that. There is something from his previous life, a food, a fruit. There's a lot of debate as to what it is that he loved in his previous life, that if you were to offer it to him, that would curry some favor because he doesn't have access to it down here in the Ether Deep.
Nice.
Do you have an idea what that is? It like unknown what that food is, or
It's people insist that it is. Oh, let's see. What's a silly fruit?
I
No,
was gonna say Turkish delight.
A durian.
That's a candy.
A
A durian. A
durian.
durian.
I
would be
know it's a
perfect.
candy, but it's also a C.S. Lewis reference.
Yeah, I think Turkish
I was
delight.
thinking he just loves a tangerine.
And they
Just
don't
something-
grow down here.
No, it's like something like really just
What is
totally
like a-
mundane.
He craves that vitamin C.
He's got scurvy.
Just loves citrus. How about it's just
He
citrus?
really loves citrus.
Loves something acidic, yeah. He needs some acidity.
Okay. So, barring any objections, for the sake of time, since we started late, I think we should limit ourselves to one edition per region, just because otherwise I worry that we're going to be here
Forever.
until 3. We could always, if we finish through the regions and it's earlier than we anticipated, go back if anybody has any other, like, oh, I want to add this. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, then that means it's time for us to take a trip to the Western Concord. So let's re-roll.
Oh, no.
Oof. I see a 9 for Quinn, 10 for me, 8 for Matilda, 15 for Ruby. What you got, Snash?
Mine's frozen. Hold on.
Or Nor?
I don't know why. Huh.
Want somebody
Okay.
else to roll on your behalf?
Snash?
Hold on.
Okay. Do-do-do.
Let me pull it up in another browser. Apparently, I'm not logged in. This is All right.
10. Okay, that's a tie with me, so I'll put you ahead of me because I think that's fair. So Ruby is first. Your homelands.
So originally, I was actually gonna do something really funny and share something, but I changed my mind. Mud biters.
Mud biters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, how leeches snack on you and stick to you? Mud biters are kind of like that. But they're more similar, like they're very similar to leeches and ticks because they don't just live within like the swamp area. They live in almost mud across the Western Concord. So you always have to be very careful when you tread into the rivers. Unless you know the river is like a sandy or rock river, which there are quite a few of those, but any river that's a mud based, like has the bottom is, you know, mud dirt, that you're going to probably find mud biters in there. And they'll take a bite out of you and they'll hang on until you pry them off.
How big are these?
They get bigger as they eat on you.
Yeah, but are we like regular leech size? Are they bigger, smaller?
I don't know. What do you think? Should they be bigger? Because I was going to say there could be a variety of them. There's some big and there's some small.
Classic rule of fantasy is make small things big.
Yeah. I was going to say
And the
that
reverse.
maybe that the most commonly people have seen small ones.
Like
but there are
cockroaches almost.
there are a few big ones out there that are like consume a whole person. Just
Okay.
and they only get the size of like a cat, like a cat or a medium-sized dog. No one's seen one bigger, but you know.
Okay. Everything comes back to dog, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Just,
Is it bigger than a loaf of bread?
bigger than
a red box.
Yeah.
Okay. Some additions here. Snash, do you have anything you'd like to add to the mud biters?
I like them.
You like them? I want to add that the people of Valemere really like mud biters, so much so that they have a regional dish that takes mud biters, not mud pies. Maybe make some mud biter pie. Sure.
Mud biter pie.
Yes.
Yummy.
Yeah. It's kind of like a derby pie or something.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go crawfish boil with that.
I kind of was thinking that too. Mud biter pie is a delicacy.
I imagine, yeah, that they do them all ways. You know, like they're opportunistic. They're not going to let a good mud biter go to waste.
And that's over in Wellspring, right?
Yeah. Well, that's in Evermarsh.
Just in the Evermarsh in general.
But specifically, this was I was saying in Valemere, the settlement that Snash created, the Frog Folk.
Oh yeah, Valemere.
So I'd like to add that they are they're common ammunition for pranks. So people will put them down the back of someone's shirt, leave them in their shoes, all manner of just introducing them to people unexpectedly.
Would make sense. Matilda?
I like them. I like it the way it is.
All right. Good old mud biters. Then Snash, you are next.
All right, I'm gonna go more scary.
Cheeky.
So let's see, where do I want to do this? Timbermore. We got some tickled chickens up in Timbermore. Do you guys know what therizinosaurs are?
Say that one again, Therizinosaurs?
Yeah, do you know what that is?
No, sure.
Let me share a picture.
And they're called, the proper name is
Okay.
tickled chickens.
Oh,
correct?
this is a dinosaur like inspiration, but they're called tickled chickens.
Love it.
That's what me and my husband call them.
In the bedroom.
No, when we play games. But
Lord
they
have mercy.
are
Need more timber.
freaking scary. I mean, their claws are like the size of a sword. They're a terrifying predator. They are extremely, extremely fast on their feet. And you will hear them stomping through the woods, running after you, chasing you down. They call them tickle chickens because they have long fingers and they look like chickens.
Yeah. Wow.
You don't want to be tickled by them.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Ooh. These hatch from eggs, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So just like enormous eggs. Because these are like bigger than an ostrich. This is like velociraptor size, right?
These are like the size of a giraffe. Yeah.
Oh,
A
okay.
giraffe. Wow.
Yeah, they're huge. They are huge. So in comparison, I would say a full-grown, like flood-touched, whatever, are probably like the size of a leg.
Okay. So legs the size of people.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Since they're so big, and do they hunt in packs?
They're solitary. They'll like group up to like mate. So they're
Mhm.
kind of like ostriches, where they're
Ostriches.
kind of like a little bit more solo.
Would you say that they the Namasi and Teor like maybe like had campaigns to hunt them down, but now there's active groups of Teor and Namasi that are like trying to protect them because they might be going extinct, or they think they're going extinct even though they're very resilient?
I don't think anybody would want to protect them.
That's fair. But you know how it can be.
I would definitely say that it would take probably like 20 people to get one down.
Okay, would you say then there's like active hunting parties depending on the season that will get together to hunt them down?
I would say it's like one of those things that you would have to be like extremely brave. And like when you go out in a group, there's always like one or two people who chicken shit out. And those are the people who get killed. So it's typically like a hunting party goes out after it. And if they do get it, at least one or two people die in the process. That's
Okay.
what I would assume with the size that they are.
I like this, and I like that maybe they're called tickle chickens because there's like a taboo against saying their real name lest you
Ooh.
invite them in, because that's like where like does anybody know the history of the word bear?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like that. Like the bear just meant brown, but you would call it a brown
brown
because
one?
if you said the
'Cause you
name,
can't summon them.
then you would summon them.
I was
Yeah.
gonna add maybe they needed the nickname for that and they came up with tickle chickens because there's some sort of neurotoxin on the end of the claws that is like a paralytic, but you feel it like crawling, like it's your nerves
Ooh.
start.
It could be like a bacterial thing, like Komodo dragons, where it's like just so freaking nasty.
Yeah.
Like the infection that you get from just like a little bit of a swipe from it could kill you.
Yeah.
Because they're predators and they're carnivores, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they I mean obviously they're not cleaning their claws or anything, so all the decay and rot and
It's like all
Nice.
shoved up under them. Yeah.
and they're fine. They keep running around,
Gross.
giant.
So like
Tickle
you get like a little swipe from one of them and you're gonna, if you live, like you're always gonna feel that like nerve pain. That's
They're
where
that like
tickle
really
chicken
like
came from.
almost like plucked bird looking, like scaly skin, a few feathers. Yeah, they're nasty.
They're real ridiculous.
They do.
Okay.
It's great.
I think this is also the subject of how you scare children into obedience. Is
Oh yeah.
don't go out of the bounds of the village. There's tickle chickens out there. You know what they do? Tickle
You
chickens.
chase your kid around the house going,
Right.
I'm a
Right.
tickle chicken." Yeah, 100%.
Oh wow.
So I'm not sure how big a typical like clutch size would be, but given how violent they are, only one ever survives because it will kill all of the other young.
Yeah, love it.
I feel like we're really going to regret these sessions, by the way.
I don't know. Some of the stuff we come up isn't that
I want you
bad.
to fight all of these things. Heck yeah.
I want to fight all these things. Yeah.
You're the one that made the questionably mortal lich, Scott.
Yeah,
You can at
I
least
made
talk
I
to
made
him.
a
He seems
funny
like a chill
drug
dude, though.
dealer.
Yeah, you can have a conversation with him.
Matilda made a nerd, and then you made like an evil lich. Okay.
All right, well, I'm going
Don't
completely
come for
the
me for
opposite
my chicken.
for mine.
Anything to add to Tickle Chickens? Okay, then I am going to add, for my turn, Wellspring is, on occasion, to the delight of everyone, visited by a being that cannot possibly be mortal, because she has appeared in Wellspring for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. They call her Kess, the Lady of the Lake. And she arrives relatively unpredictably, but it is always following some sort of disaster, whether that is a natural disaster, a political disaster, but the scale varies. You know, sometimes it's never like a guarantee that she'll be there, but when she does come to Wellspring, by whatever means nobody knows, she brings with her great bounty. Crops flourish. She leaves physical gifts for those in need, and she is, as such, revered and prayed to among the people of Wellspring, particularly in hard times. And I'm definitely going to leave that open because just a concept, but I don't even know what she looks like.
I have a sad addition, maybe.
Okay.
Because she is known as this like benefactor figure, almost savior, not like in a religious sense, but like rejuvenating the village or whatever. There have been a couple instances of like women seeking her out as a means of escape or as a means of finding a new life. So maybe they join her in a lake. Maybe they, maybe some tried to and didn't. Maybe they do, and then we don't know what happened to them. They just disappeared. And so if someone goes missing, there's always a question of did they go to join the Lady of the Lake?
Love it.
Love to add that you said you don't know what she looks like. Well, no one does, because she is completely veiled. Like it's almost like a sheet over her head, and it's like ever wet. Like, you know, like she just like came out of the lake, and it's just like the sheet, the dress, everything is just like soaking wet. Like you can see the face, you can see a profile, but you don't like actually see her skin.
Very good.
All right, not sure if you want to use this or not, but it feels like there needs to be a price for what she's bringing. So maybe when she does arrive, it's not directly correlated and she doesn't in any way message it, but there's a spike in miscarriages at the time.
Oh, yeah. I think that makes sense. You know, there's got to be a cost. Anything else, Ruby?
Sorry, I'm taking notes. Writing everything down that everyone's saying. I don't have anything
I'm
to
taking
add.
notes too in a document that I put in the drive. So we can, between our two notes, we'll have a pretty good idea of these
I'll
things.
just have to share with you guys. I've created an additional tab in the giant Nosh document I've made of my character. I'm just going to keep adding tabs of information. But no, yeah, nothing to add. It all sounds really great. How do you spell Kess though? It's like the Lady of the Lake.
Kes.
Just Kes. Okay, because I
Just
typed
KES.
KESS, but Kes. Got it.
Keep you on your feet.
Like it. Love it. All right. Cool.
Maybe similar to the spike in miscarriages, if there is a baby born during one of her visits, it's like thought to be a great boon.
Okay.
Like a very promising sign.
Ooh, could they be born with like maybe a mark or something?
They always have maybe like
A crescent moon on their sternum.
no.
Maybe it's just a small birthmark. Like it's just
Yeah.
a small.
It doesn't say
birthmark
eye
that-
color.
Ooh,
Or
like an
heterochromia.
abnormal, like an
different
abnormal
eye
eye
colors.
color.
Yeah.
I like
Something
the different eye colors. I like that. That's good.
Heterochromia. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And it's never a boy. It's always a girl.
Suck it, boys.
like it.
Okay.
we've created the Morrigan.
Powerful women. All right.
Heck yeah. Okay. Cool. Then Scott.
All right, this one I went silly. So I'm
What?
introducing hiccup hedgehogs. So these tiny spiky creatures from the glow lily area emit adorable high-pitched hiccups that cause small bursts of wild magic. Effects range from harmless, flowers sprouting everywhere, to inconvenient, gravity suddenly reversing for a few seconds. Hiccup hedgehogs are often adopted by the daring or foolish adventurers as magical companions.
Oh, I love these.
Get your wild magic table ready.
I would love if hiccup hedgehogs were on the regional coin. I
Okay.
think that would be so cute. Just for that, like region around Glow Lily. Like on one side of the coin is the hedgehog.
It's the soccer
Sure.
team's symbol.
Hiccup hedgehogs.
Hiccup hedgehogs.
So you said they emit small bursts of wild magic when they hiccup.
Right.
So, and what they're the size of a hedgehog.
Yeah, I don't think they're particularly large.
They're the size of 3 giraffes.
Would you say that hiccup?
They love to tickle.
Would you say that hiccup hedgehogs are a common creature found throughout the Western Concord, but because many have started to try and adopt them or dare to foolishly adopt them, they're harder to find now over the years?
I don't think they're terribly common. I think
Okay.
if you had all this wild magic shooting off all over the place, it would be
That would be,
pretty chaotic.
Is there a distributor
of course.
Oh,
who is
are there,
forced to,
Wait
who is
till you
forced to
taste
live
their poop.
outside of town?
are there knockoff hiccup hedgehogs that are like just regular hedgehogs?
I swear to God, it hiccups. You just
I
gotta wait.
swear.
Yeah, squeeze it right.
Just squeeze it just right, it'll hiccup. So there's knockoff vendors that try to sell.
So I think these are very small, almost like pocket pets.
Okay. And they're kind of rare to find. Like because they're so
Yeah.
small, they're hard to find.
Correct.
Love it. I have nothing to add. I think it's perfect.
No notes. I love them.
I want a picture and like a soundtrack of what the hiccup sounds like when it comes out of the hedgehog.
We gotta go hiccup hedgehog hunting now.
Uh-huh. Maybe it's a thing where the kids like, run around trying to find them within the woods around their home. And they chase each other, especially when one of them actually gets the hiccups. I think that would be fun.
All right, moving on.
All right. Matilda.
So I don't remember the name of the city that we put over here because, or that I put over here because
Wasn't it Radiance?
Radiance. Thank you.
Yep.
Brain's not working well today. Anyway, there's a well-known madam in Radiance who is a rekindled named Magnus Ophelia. They run a very popular house, but no one ever dares mess with it because everyone's a little afraid of them.
What's the name
Not
again?
sure why. Magnus Ophelia.
Madam Magnus Ophelia the Rekindled in the City of Radiance.
Yes.
Owns that. Is there a name of their house?
There can be. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I can by the end of this conversation.
Does this house like provide any particular like services that you wouldn't find elsewhere? Like, is this is this
You can
like
tell where their brains just went just by their expression.
I mean,
What are you
That's what I was
asking
going
me to
for. Right down in the
describe on
gutter.
stream right now?
That's not
I
what
was,
I was going
I was thinking like
Can I
spies
follow-
or
can I
like
follow
a
up?
information
for.
network.
What are they known for beyond being run by a
Gambling.
rekindled?
Can I follow up with that?
Mm.
Go for it, Snatch.
Matilda, do they have any cow Namasi in their employment?
Yes, they do.
Why did you do this?
Because we have some unhinged conversations. in this
Oh my
first
god!
group.
When did you have that
It was not
conversation?
planned. Oh god. The house would be known for on top of services and whatnot, anyone who has tried to cheat the house out of something or has tried to harm one of the working girls is mysteriously vanished.
Okay.
Ooh, maybe they own, maybe just to add to this, they also own like a really cool, like a distinctive like robe or set of like fans that they dance with, but everyone swears the fan staves are tickle chicken claws.
Mm.
I love that. That's so creepy.
Right?
Could you imagine getting slashed across the face with one of those?
No.
You learn to keep your hands to yourself real fast.
Would you say that one secret that's not, it's actually a well-known secret, but nobody talks about it much, is the basically black market auction that's hosted in the lower levels of the house that you have to have a very specific invitation to receive. It's something that comes directly from the madam, and the invitation always includes a tickle chicken feather, like, sealed onto the invitation, It's like special paper and everything, but it's where they'll, just like they do many different things in the house, they have many types of auctions,
Sure.
Cool.
All right, really off topic, on topic question about this for Ruby, because you're the Namasi queen. Are Namasi byproducts taboo to consume? So, like milk and eggs from a Namasi.
So the eggs, yes. Milk would be based on the individual and the clan. It would be dependent on the type of Namasi and dependent on where they grew up and, what they went through life. Because, I'm sure there are many that would sell their body in a sense because that is their body. And that's not something that would host life, whereas eggs would be, a host of life. I would say that the Namasi, if they might even use their own eggs, because I know I've seen chickens eat their own eggs before, but it's not common practice. In fact, you would say it's almost the rarest of rare things that would ever get auctioned off, if anything, you know, because many Namasi that do lay eggs would rather smash their eggs than let anyone actually take control of them or like have them in any way.
So maybe in a back room in this area, you could get a milkshake.
Get a Namasi made milkshake.
Yeah.
The bar has a lot of
I drink your
Exotic
milkshake.
flavor.
exotic flavors. Yeah. Yep.
In the lower levels of the black market or just in the house in general?
Depends
the
on what
house.
you're looking for.
Yeah,
On the
okay.
tap, you might be in a back room.
Nice.
Scott, you're keeping mum. Anything to add?
No, I'm all good on the milkshakes.
We went down a weird path with that. I was not expecting it.
Fair.
I will say, like with the black market auction, just like, you know, people mysteriously vanish. No one likes to mess with the house, especially Madame Magnus Ophelia. But there have been many attempts to like get an invitation. And there are constantly people like within Radiance that will try and sell you a fake invitation to try to get you caught and get you like in trouble with them, because that's one of the reasons why they have the fans with the tickle chicken claws, is because people, including like the bodyguards and people that protect the house itself, have such instruments to stop others. And they're known almost as enforcers because people send them with fake invitations all the time. Like they'll try to turn them away. If they push hard with that fake invitation, you're going to get hurt.
Stands to reason.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Well, we are a little over an hour into our stream here, so let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back, stream. See you soon. All right, everybody, we are back. And we're about to jump into our third region. It was in the middle last time, and it's in the middle again this time because that's what happens when you have an odd number. And so we are jumping into Koraharoa, the deserty, scorched, parched land filled with chaotic storms that make you relive your worst fear over and over again. So let's roll initiative. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Score.
I have not rolled above a 10.
Oh, no, you had dog shit rolls. So up first is going to be Scott.
I just got to find the right window. All right, there we go. And this is Koraharoa.
Yeah.
All right. I'm introducing Clom the Boggler. So Clom is a foppish Namasi with the appearance of a colorful, oversized frog. Clom is a traveling peddler of miracle goods. Most of his wares are dubious, like anti-gravity boots that don't turn off, or zeal-enhanced soup that tastes awful but glows in the dark. However, Clom always carries one or two genuinely powerful and dangerous items.
Okay.
Can you spell the name?
Klom.
And it. Yeah, okay. That's perfect.
Does Clom operate alone?
He does. I mean, he's got some mysterious suppliers out there. I think he often barters trades, so goods come in and go out as part of his overall kind of services.
Does Clom himself? Actually, I think I want to add this thing. Like Clom himself has absolutely zero magical affinity, and maybe that's why he has some very dubious things. In that, it's like, well, can't tell the good from the bad.
That would make sense. Yep.
Like he can tell you it's magical, but how does it
has-
work? I don't
He
know.
has no idea. Yep.
Because he operates alone, Clom has been frequently overheard just having conversations with himself. So some people are convinced he actually has some sort of person he works
Some
with.
unseen
Can't
servants.
see.
Yeah.
I'm only going to add that he has a terrible toupee. It's like obvious that it's a hairpiece, but he's like very much like.
But if someone were to use detect magic, it would show up as magical.
It's been enchanted to never fall off.
What did you say Calm was? What kind?
He's a Namasi frog. And he wanders the desert, peddling his wares.
Does he have a caravan?
Yeah, he would have a cart and maybe even there's probably a beast that pulls his cart. Yeah.
It's the magical ass where he sources his toupees.
Maybe some people even think that his beast is the smart one.
Just like Fade.
Right.
Anything else for Clom the Boggler? Okay, then up next is me. I too am going to add an NPC. There is a notorious outlaw throughout Koraharoa that probably Clom has run into on occasion. Her name is Renaguja, and she is a Cactus Teora woman in her should be her winter season. She's ancient, but perhaps it's just the tenacity of the succulent that keeps her going. But she is a lone wolf in the truest sense, and is the bane of the dusk runners, as well as the various merchants that make their way through the desert. And she is rumored to have survived the fear-inducing storm half a dozen times.
She likes to decorate, like cacti have spines and stuff.
Mhm.
She has just an obscene amount of gems and jewels and bangles and earrings and such type. Loves to wear them. Always decked out.
Could
Heck yeah.
her weapon of choice be a whip?
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
And I would go so far as say maybe even like a barbed whip.
Would make sense.
Ooh, yeah. Or like a chain whip.
Yeah, I like it all.
Ooh, with Namasi in this world, how prevalent is leather?
I mean, there are still your typical livestock, non-sapient animals.
There are cat people, and there's also cats. So
Yeah. So it's the people. Some people might be like violently opposed to it. It depends on how they view the traditional beasts of the world. Are they lesser of a lesser order, and thus it's okay, or are they just one step away from being people? And so, yeah, there's probably going to be some activists that are throwing blood and magic at people wearing leather armor.
So I think your outlaw is renowned for evasive abilities. So, the desert seems as though there's no place to hide, and yet she seems to be able to disappear whenever she's, they round up a posse to go chasing after her. Whether it be magic or just an unbelievable ability to camouflage herself in the desert.
Excellent. Anything else? Then it is Ruby's turn.
Okay. Hold on, let me go back up. Okay. Within Kararoa, there is a creature that is both a blessing and a curse. And it is called the Golden Shadow. What is that, Snash? What?
I just want to see what it is because it's so close to mine already.
Oh, I can change it.
No, go.
I was gonna make it both a blessing and a curse that the people of Carraro would think it's a blessing, and whenever they see the Golden Shadow as they travel through the desert, it is an auspicious occasion, and that it means that they will have a successful journey wherever they may be traveling. But for those who don't know it, because it is a shadow in itself, and especially if they don't have anyone from Kararoa within their party, it is intimidating and scary, and often frightens many to run away and never to be seen again within the desert.
Is it called Golden Shadow because of the golden blessing that it presents, or is there actually like gold?
So yes,
Tint.
but it's truly like gold tinted. within
Okay.
itself. Like it's not going to look like a normal shadow. And for many, so what'll happen is if you're with someone from Kararoa, it doesn't matter who they are, if they're a native to Kararoa, and you're walking along, and it doesn't matter where the sun is, or even if it's cloudy, and you suddenly see a secondary shadow amongst everyone else's shadow, it'll have this like goldish sheen to it and like gold flecks within it. And for many, they immediately know, okay, this is an auspicious occasion. Some people think that it's their ancestors are traveling with them to keep them safe. But any other adventure party, suddenly there's this other shadow, and it will take on a monstrous form if they're not local, and it's just right there with them. Think of Doctor Who, the library episode. Do you guys remember? Do you guys are Doctor Who fans?
Oh, it's a long time ago that I watched that.
There's an episode where they're in the library and these creatures attach to living beings' shadows, and then through the shadows they eat them. And so those that fear the golden shadow think that's what's happening when they see it. Well, those from the area know that it's just an auspicious blessing. And it doesn't actually ever hurt anybody, but it scares the shit out of a lot of people. If anybody wants to add anything. Is that okay, Snash? That hopefully didn't go over what you were going to do.
I don't know. Mine might be really weird after that. We'll see.
It's okay. Anybody want to add anything?
Ooh,
By the way, there's more than one of these things. Like nobody actually knows how many there are. There's never just like one.
So is this actually a being, or is it more of like a phenomenon?
And that's the thing. No one's been able to like keep it within them as they've journeyed long enough, because as soon as you recognize it and see it's there, if you say something or acknowledge it in some way, it will start to disappear. So no one knows for sure if it's real or not in that sense. Like, is this an actual being throughout the sand? That's why the ones that are local say it's like their ancestors watching over them and stuff.
I'm going to add that the what seems to be the origin of the shadow's direction is rumored to point to water. So it could very well be that that's the case, and hence there's, that's the good omen that it can present. But in many cases, it may not, and people wind up being lost in the desert because of it.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, seems like we have run the course on the Golden Shadow. So, Snash, is this the Schmolden Schmadow?
No, it's the Shadow Stalkers.
Mm.
All right.
I have something like that that's not, that I didn't want to use for this area, but yeah, I get that.
So there are shadowy, tall, elongated human forms that you can only see from the corners of your vision. You cannot directly look at them. If you do, they're gone. They can only get to you if you close your eyes and try to ignore them. So it's basically you give them your attention through like the side of your eyes and you're good. But if you close your eyes and you get scared of them, that's when they get you.
So in order for them to be a danger, do you have to first see them?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay.
So like
it's
you see
more-
a hint of them out of the side of your eye and you close your eyes, then they immediately swoop in.
You see them out of the corner of your eyes. So they're always in like your peripheral. But if you turn to look where you see them at, you cannot directly look at them. So think of it like as you walk into a room and you think that you see something, right? And then you turn and you look and there's nothing there, but you still feel like there's something there. So you kind of just do that thing where you're just like, and that's when you see them. If you close your eyes or you try and pretend like they're not there, that's where they get their power from.
What do they do to you once they get to you?
Eviscerate you.
Kill you. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a fun combat where y'all are blind,
Basically.
effectively. I like it. Spooky.
That's why I was like, damn, Ruby, you thinking on the same wavelength as me?
I was originally gonna make him really mean, but then I was like, you know what? No,
I was laughing so hard because it's like I kind of did. It's like Enderman / Weeping
I
Angel.
immediately
Yeah,
thought of the Endermen when you said
Yeah.
that. I was like, oh, Endermen are everywhere. They're gonna kill people.
Because me and my daughter were talking about this today.
That's great.
This is what
That's
she
great.
came up with.
She's going to need so much therapy.
Maybe folklore says that they can be summoned by whistling. So there are superstitions about when it's safe to whistle.
Ooh, like how
Like
you
the
shouldn't
don't whistle at night sort of
don't
thing.
whistle in the desert.
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Ooh, that's fun with the storms in the desert too, because like wind through buildings can make whistling noises, and so maybe stuff's been built to try and reduce wind noise as much as possible to not summon the shadow stalkers.
Are they like more active during the day or at night?
I would say like nighttime, because
Okay.
I'm akinning them to that like creeped out feeling that you get. Like you have like something hanging from your door frame and you walk past it, but it feels like it's someone standing there.
Yep.
It's because there is something standing there. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So by day we have the golden shadows, and by night the shadow stalkers.
I'm staying out of the
We
desert.
can rename them too.
Get out of
Yeah.
the
Give them
desert.
an actual name.
It's
I
dangerous.
mean, the golden shadows only appear during the day, and the shadow stalkers, do they only appear at night, or do they appear in the day as well?
I wouldn't give them a limited time frame, but I would say that they're more common at night,
Or coming at night? Yeah.
because that's like more like when your paranoia is out.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
They're like I would say like it's like when parents are like coaching their kids when they're little, they're like stand up to your fears, like don't ignore it, like just as long as you see it and you like acknowledge it, you're good, right? And you're like, okay, it's in the room. Okay. You're good. You're good. Just breathe. You're fine. Don't close your eyes. Don't get scared.
Don't close your eyes. Don't get scared. It's great advice.
Something
But
like
meanwhile, it's like in the corner.
logistically, like if it's in the room with me and I notice it, I'm like not looking away. Is it just going to eventually move
Yeah.
on? Because okay,
I don't think that they are naturally aggressive, right?
gotcha.
But if they feel like, if they sense your fear, then it's a little different.
Like they feed off of it, so if they
yeah.
sense it, they go to the source.
Creepy.
You just walk by it and be like, okay, just gonna go get my glass of water.
Okay. Don't mind me.
Hey, buddy. Oh, okay. I like it. Very creepy. Matilda, what do you have for us?
All right, in Kararoa, there is a Gale veteran traveling musician named Septi, who is just known for having the most beautiful voices.
How do you spell the name?
I sent it in the Discord.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, she just kind of goes from town to town and village to village and camp to camp and performs, travels, tells stories via song.
Okay. I imagine as a Gale veteran with this like ability to manipulate the wind, that she's able to do like multi-note singing, so that there's 3, 4, 5, having like whole harmonies just with herself.
Yeah, I like that.
Can I also add that she has a unique musical instrument, which is largely like wind chimes? So it's sort of it's almost like a staff with individual chimes that she then plays through these gusts of winds that she can produce.
That's fun.
I'm gonna need a drawing of that, Scott.
I'll get right on it.
Right? I'm like, okay, I've got to try to come up with what this staff would look like. I like it.
I think it should be a significant honor to be sung by her. So if she picks up your tale, your name in some way and incorporates it into her song, that is, it's almost like, okay, you've made it, right? You've now become legend because your name is in the wind.
Yeah.
I like that. Other thoughts? She's neat. Okay. Then that means we are due for our next region, Southreach, the frozen south. Let's roll some dice. Oof.
Oh.
Hey, I tied with someone.
Well, because she rolled the wrong die.
Oh, why did you roll? What
Sorry.
did you even roll?
No, 1d6.
I rolled the wrong thing.
Okay.
Damn
Ruby needed time.
Oh, I can go. I just hold on. Okay, we're going Southreach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Crap, I gotta remember. The Churning Isles. What are the creatures on the Churning Isles?
Precisely.
That's where you have your.
That's where the
death
flower
orchid.
is, right? Yeah.
The flowers there. Yeah. What was the other thing that we had there?
There was the Ice Vine Vineyards, but that wasn't specifically the Churning Isles.
No. Hold on.
There was a wasp thing, right?
Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Oh, you had your parasite orchid.
Yeah, we had the parasite orchid, but what else did you say is there, Nick? Like
During the
naturally
wheel
there.
building session, we didn't have anything that came up, but like it's rumored that it's like the it's like a collection of lost souls. But
Okay, perfect. Because that's what I was going to play off. The rust specters are on the Churning Isle, and they're basically animated. I was kind of throwing it up in the air. I'm not really sure, but they're like animated pieces of armor that are inhabited by these specters that, as long as they don't see you, they just wander aimlessly throughout the isle. But as soon as they see another living thing moving, they will like rush at it and try to like attack it. I don't know. What do you think of the arm? I'm not sure. Like, I want to say that the armor that you most commonly see that rust specters are made of are actually like from the sea. So from sailors to crash ships, and then you'll see even older ancient armor that like many people don't recognize because it was like way before even
Could it
Right.
be
Pre-deluge.
like
The deluge.
located? Could they be like almost centrally located in an area of the Churning Isles, like maybe between a couple different islands, where the water in that particularly area is like really zeal infused, and so because ships and stuff are always crashing in the Churning Isles because of the way it is created, like when ships crash there and there's those armor is like animated from those ships.
Yeah,
And
and it's
then
not
it's-
skeletons or
Yeah,
anything like that.
yeah.
It's truly like a specter within it. Yeah, no, that's great. That's perfect for it, Snatch. And then I would say before the deluge, there are pieces of armor that they're very rare within like the rust specters that you'll see in the Turning Isles, but some people have noted, whether they've sailed by or tried to go onto the Turning Isles, these pieces of armor that just boggle the mind in a sense, because it's something that they've never ever seen before, I guess. And you could, do with that as you wish.
What if they specifically, like, if they do attack, the way that they try to kill their victims is however the original owner of the armor died?
So whatever damage the armor received, whether it was like an arrow or like
like if maybe maybe the original owner of the armor died like in a battle and was like choked or something, and the rust specter is inhabiting these gauntlets that try to choke people.
Or if they're drowned, they drag them to the ocean and drown them.
Or
in the
if they were
ocean.
like impaled, they try to impale someone.
Or if they were died of old age, they just wait.
Oh yeah, you have one just walk up.
You
to
died
you
of old
sit
age
down.
in armor in the Churning Isles.
let's
Maybe.
let's take it a little farther. If it's something like old age, you would almost say that the armor would try and possess you, in the sense that it would try and put
Gonna make
itself
you
upon
wait
you
until you die of natural
Just
and it
causes.
will-
age you, yeah.
It will start
Ooh,
to
it
age
like
you as it
sucks
tries
life out of you.
Yeah, it tries to put
All right.
itself on you, and it starts trying to suck your life from
I
you.
love
Like
that.
that have died
Like-
at old age.
Like if you, or like you were saying, like if someone died choking, it would like choke you. But what if it like gets its gloves on the person, makes them
And
choke
makes them
themselves?
do it. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's icky.
Yeah, I wanted it to be something that was
like
like
it.
really. I'm making these aisles like deadly. Like you're gonna probably die if you go anywhere near these things.
I would just need to give you a reason to go there.
Hey.
Right? Now I'm gonna come up with something really cool that's on the aisles.
Do it. Yes.
Oh, by the way, that's where the spork is.
Oh,
There's
no.
giant piles of treasure on the aisles that
Hey, I mean, there's a lot of crashed ships. You never know, like how much.
Exactly. Everything and anything can be there and is there.
Yeah.
So I would say when you vanquish one of these sets of armor, the armor pieces themselves are actually quite valuable and magical. So once they've lost their sentience, they are valued for effects that they can bring.
Residual zeal still on the armor, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I would say that would work because like you're trying to kill the specter within, and it's not. I would say that because you can't actually see the specter because it's just the armor. Like there's no physical thing. Like it may actually look like it's walking around with a body, and imitating like the past owner in a sense, like Matilda was saying. But there's like if you shoot at it and don't hit the armor and just shoot through, there's not a head or anything. It's just gonna go right through it. And then in the sense that they're truly specters, there's nothing other than the armor that's physical
Corporeal.
about them. Yeah, and there's no corporeal part of it.
Very nice. They sound fun. I'm curious if there are like lesser versions of rust specters that are just made up of like flotsam and random trash that is washed up in this area.
Well, I would say that so the ones that everybody knows are the ones that almost look like full sets. But what you'll honestly see is you'll actually occasionally see just a pair of gloves, just like
Just flopping around.
just flopping around,
Okay.
or like a boot. Sometimes you'll see what looks to be just like a piece of metal that's slowly like tipping itself over, that maybe was part of a breastplate, you know? So like things that have been damaged so bad you can't even tell what it was before is become a specter, a rust specter in itself. And the zeal is what makes the armor so valuable and so amazing. But with the rust specter being a part of it, it looks like it's rusted through. It's only until you kill the rust specter within the armor that the value and the zeal is able to basically shine through. And that's why Scott said they're so valuable.
Love it. Okay.
Oh,
More
and
spooky stuff.
no weapons. It's truly just armor. Nothing, no weapon can become a rust specter or anything like that.
Death is their weapon. All right, Snash. What do you have for us?
Something cute.
Something cute.
The common plumed punkle. Is anyone familiar with a Victoria crown pigeon?
Yes.
Okay.
They're amazing.
It's like them, except it is the size of a hummingbird. And it is a soft pastel periwinkle color. They're all over Southreach. They're a very common bird. They typically are together, and they're quite pleasant to be around because they kind of swarm to warmth. So if you're out and about, you might get a couple of them land on you. And because they're so small, they'll just like nestle in next to your neck or in your clothes somewhere and just fluff up and roost.
What color did you say they were?
Like a pastel periwinkle. Here, I'll show you what a Victorian crown pigeon looks like. So
I did look it up. It's adorable.
Yeah. They're very pretty birds.
It looks like it's got the head is just so great.
But just in miniature.
But they're just like they're just like this big, and they're just like little puff balls.
I like it.
Can I add that they are a little bit of a nuisance to the ice wine vineyards, that they tend to actually like to eat the grapes?
Yeah.
They have random scarecrows that try and scare them away, but the little ones just nestle within the scarecrows and fluff up and hang out there and make nests within the scarecrows.
A scarepunkle?
Mm-hmm. And becomes a
scarepunkle.
Oh, and if you get too close, even though they'll nest on you, if you get too close to the scarecrow, they just all scatter, and so there'll just be like a sudden like, poof, and they're all gone.
Like
totally,
yeah.
Because these are like just little cuties to me. What if there's like a loud, particularly loud noises causes them to faint?
Oh
yes!
So,
oh my gosh! Yes!
So if they're like mid-flight and someone like makes a giant like boom, they all just like fall out of the sky.
Just landed.
Fine. It
in
doesn't
the
It's
snow.
just little
It's like
balls.
squirrels. How squirrels can jump for however
Yeah.
far and not
Yeah.
hurt themselves. Like they're fine.
They're just so cute. Well, they land in the soft snow anyways, right?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
okay.
oh,
They
and
just
that's
land into holes in the snow.
Yes, you just see.
You know, like when you see those videos of dogs and cats just jumping in the snow,
Yeah.
except for they're just dropping out of the sky.
Could you say that the children often try to make loud noises?
Yes,
the
and the
woods?
parents
They'll
get-
fall out of the sky.
And
So
the
they'll fall out of the
parents
sky.
The parents
Nice.
get very frustrated because they're like, "That's just cruel. Stop doing it. Be nice to the wildlife." Yeah.
That's great. That's so good. That's wonderful.
Oh, the puckles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally going to be a scare puckle for Halloween this year.
It's just a speaker. Oh goodness. Okay. Anything else to add to these little cuties? Okay. I'm going to add something called a glimmer. These are weasel-like hoarfrost elementals that are found throughout Southreach that get their name from the way that the sunlight glints off of the surface and creates a bit of like a rainbow effect. But these are benevolent creatures that are kind of like Saint Bernards in that they find people in distress in the snow and like either bring attention to someone who has been caught in an avalanche or guide them through storms to safer weather.
That's really wholesome. I don't want to mess with it.
Size-wise, did you say they're like
about the size of like a mink or a large
the
weasel?
size of a weasel?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and also kind of the shape of that too,
Yeah.
just kind of long and weaselly.
I would think these would be employed by search parties, right? So they would actually be used as almost like a rescue dog kind of would be used, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
There would definitely be some people who had these as pets.
Maybe
Certainly.
they're actually taken routinely when you go out into the tundra.
Maybe there's
Like canary in the coal mine style.
Yeah.
maybe there's a law within Southreach that is supposed to prohibit and makes the glimmers like a national animal that you're not technically supposed to
No wild caught.
cage. Yeah, you're not supposed to cage them. You're not supposed to.
They're a protected species.
They're like fully
Hunt them.
protected species, but you
Okay.
have people that like slowly become friends with them. So you still do see them employed, like Scott says, and they're used as rescue dogs, but like it's really strictly enforced, and people kind of think of them as, you know, a national icon in the sense that they have to be protected.
And one thing I will say to that is Southreach isn't in itself a nation, so this would have to be more of like just a cultural taboo
Yeah.
that is, you know, enforced through whatever means necessary, but not perhaps like a technical law, in that there is no like
Yeah.
overarching law of the Southreach land.
I think it's probably known everywhere though too. And if you ever see one outside of the area, you're meant to report it to any locals immediately or any local enforcers immediately, because it's not supposed to leave. They're not supposed to be sold or traded or caged in any way.
Nope, they are not. But you know what people are going to do.
Yeah, they're gonna
When
do
there's
it.
a-
It's gonna be
when there's
sold in the black market.
Buck to be made. Yep.
Madame Ophelia is gonna have some of them downstairs with the cows and the milkshakes.
How do they taste?
I was gonna say they probably sell their fur as like mink cokes, but you know that's really
Well,
getting mean.
There's no actual fur because they're
Oh, is there fur?
elementals,
Oh,
so they don't taste like anything.
I was gonna say
They taste like snow.
They make a mean drink.
they make a mean
There's-
snow cone.
There's a specific black market
Oh no!
ice wine made with the bodies of
Bodies and souls of the glimmer. Oh god. We're violent individuals.
Lovely. Scott, what do you have for us?
How about a legendary beast? So Tyrum, the last Tundra Lord. So Tyrum is an ancient woolly mammoth said to have roamed the frozen expanse of Southreach for over a millennium. Standing over 20 feet tall at the shoulder with tusks as long as tree trunks and as sharp as blades, Tyrum is a titan of the tundra. Its fur is a dense, shimmering white. It's streaked with frost and ice that never melts. The mammoth's eyes glow faintly with zeal energy, a testament to its ancient bond with the frozen landscape. Tyrum is revered by the Civ and feared by those who dare trespass in the tundra without understanding its ways. It is both a predator of the frozen wilderness and a harbinger of destruction when its domain is threatened. Tyrum. Tyrum.
Got it in one.
Nice.
It's like Fyrum, but
Yeah.
with the tire.
Well, with a T.
With the T. Scott, you said a predator of the wild. What does it predate?
I think it is mostly going after bear. So these would be polar bear and larger mammal animals in the frozen wilderness.
So it's like a mammoth that eats meat?
Yep.
It's a meat myth. This thing sounds scary.
Does the Tyrum have a specific area where it claims its territory, or can you possibly see it anywhere within Southreach?
I hadn't thought of any particular area. I would think truly the tundra areas, so the coldest reaches of Southreach.
Okay. So the farthest south it could go.
Yep.
And can you say again? Give me an idea of the size.
So at the shoulder, it's about 20 feet tall.
Okay.
Is there a running bounty on it?
I think for sure there would be whoever could bring it down would be renowned, would be instant legend. So
Can
whether
I
or
add
not
to that?
Sure.
There's many have tried. Many have probably died trying to take down this predator. And there's a, I guess, legend, possibly true. There's the ghost hunt that follows Tyrum around. Those that have died trying to hunt it, take it down, are just these specters that are still trying to take him down.
Love it.
Maybe they can actually be how you attempt to find him in the first place, is you hear the wails of the fallen hunters.
You can track the ghost hunt a little easier, but they're kind of fickle. They might not help you.
Okay. That ghost hunt sounds like prime rekindled candidates. Anything else for our boy Tyrum? The last Tundra Lord. Okay, then the person who can only roll less than 10. Tilda.
It's okay because I get time to make sure I'm not like using anything too similar.
Yeah.
Adding to the monsters of Southreach, Agneta the Crone, Agneta. Kind of Baba Yaga vibes of this traveling thing. Looks like an old hunched over woman. She has a little like a yurt that she travels in. But if you are unlucky enough to come into contact with her, you have to maintain a very stoic disposition, because if she is able to make you laugh, she attacks you, and she will. Her method of attack is, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on this one. It's either going to be real, just like creepy, spooky, like she'll takes your soul, or just physically, like she disembowels you, and so her yurt is made out of all these pieces of her victims.
Are you familiar with Ko the Face Stealer?
I was thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah. Well, and there's like a Greenlandic crone that is similar. That is kind of what Agnetha's based.
Yeah.
She could nugget you out.
What?
She could take all your limbs and leave you as a living nugget in her hut and
Wow.
slowly torture you.
Is that a term to nugget someone?
I'm really glad I didn't understand what that meant.
You know what
This
a
is
nugget is?
generational thing, isn't it?
A nugget
I don't
is
know.
like when you don't have any arms or legs.
No, that's a snatch
I-
thing.
That's a snatch.
Sounds like a snatch thing.
I
Get us in the chat.
I like it being a physical attack, and I like the idea of her like it slowly grows based off of like she uses she disembowels you and she uses all of like your innards for her yurt kind of thing. So you just have these
Okay.
husks of bodies left on the tundra.
But this is only if she's able to make you laugh.
Yes.
All right. So now it's on me to be funny if you ever encounter her.
Right. Does she make you laugh with jokes, or does she throw a
What's
tickle
the
chicken at
deal?
you?
With Southreach.
All her
no.
fibers are knitted with
Yeah, she
Yeah.
like yeah.
Oh gosh.
Or she just casts, I don't know, some
Tasha's-
spells that
Tasha's hideous
Tasha's
laugh.
Tasha's
serious
face laughter.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
very dangerous spell in Southreach now.
Yep.
sure is.
Careful what you use it for.
is there any like cultural like rumors of ways to ward off of her?
There would be rumors that she's willing to trade.
But would there be anything like, hey, make sure you have this with you so
Oh,
That
surely.
she'll stay away?
Surely there would be some
I'm
sort
sure
of-
there's like
some
tokens and
repellent.
trinkets that
Yeah.
people say repel her.
What if it's cute
Ooh.
stuff?
maybe it's the punkles.
Yeah.
Punkles.
Maybe it's anything that is like vastly cute.
I was
Or
also thinking like
something
anything
else
that's
that-
sad too, to prevent you from.
Or like
Laughing.
maybe it's so like she's willing to trade. So like if you she'll let you live if you offer your joy freely given. So
Yeah, what if you can make
but
her
then
laugh?
she takes
yeah, that's what I was
emotions
gonna
from
ask.
you.
What if you have the ability to make her laugh?
I don't think it would do much. Maybe she'll let you go. But like I don't know. Offering like freely given emotion, she'll let you live, but she takes that emotion from you then.
Okay.
So maybe the like something cute like the punkle is a good talisman because it's something that you have given that sort of positive adoration to that is not her. So maybe it's not I don't know. Laughter was just the one that I thought of. Maybe it's something like just a positive I don't know.
No positive emotions in Southreach.
Well, I'm thinking about like I don't want you to have to just turn into stand-up comedian if we ever encounter her either.
No, I mean it's not going to be that. I mean it would be me making some terrible jokes, but other like she would have other ways of trying to elicit laughter.
Yeah, so maybe there's like an old man in a village somewhere who never smiles, and they say that it's because he offered his joy to Agnetha.
Love it.
Okay. Well then, I think with that we are ready for first fall, the last of our regions. So we need to roll another round of initiative. Our cradle of civilization, our starting point, spoilers for our campaign. And oh wow, 13
What?
wins it. Ruby always going first.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Yeah, take a second here.
Oh, you have the alert feat. You can swap with somebody.
Matilda,
That's
you're not
true.
last, even with a 5.
Shit, I used all those. Hegnod.
No elaboration needed.
That's it.
Got
and,
it.
Yeah.
and it's closed.
Noted.
That's all you get.
God, done.
Hegnod. No. Honestly, I that was the name. That's one of the names I had that I wanted to use as a character. I just hadn't really figured out. When I think of Hegnog, I think of the labyrinth and what's the little dwarf like character that follows Sarah around and she steals his jewels. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Snatch was nodding, so
I know
Kinda.
exactly. The guy in the red hat. With the
yeah, the
big
guy in the
ass
red
nose.
hat.
It's been
Um,
30 years since I've seen that movie.
Is that not Puggle or something?
It's Poggle, yeah.
Poggle?
Something like that.
I don't know.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, it's fucking weirdo.
Gave me the ick.
Heck not.
But yeah, I don't know. I would say he's known throughout First Fall, the whole region. And he's the annoying idiot that just latches. Oh, yeah, that's what he is. He's the annoying idiot that will latch himself onto any adventure party and just be like, hey, guys, it's so great to see you. Like, I am a big fan. Like, he has no clue who these people are half the time. And he just, like, tries to attach himself to
Oh, he's a
anybody and
fame
everybody.
chaser.
Yeah.
Oh God. He's like, you guys must be important. Yeah.
What sort of creature is he?
Oh, that's a good question. Does anyone want to pick? I hadn't picked anybody out yet for him. I hadn't picked out anything for him. He's not an Amasi. I don't think he would be an Nasi. I think he would be an Effigian, actually.
Oh my God.
I was just thinking, but like a
What,
little,
like a fat
like a
brown.
small-
yeah,
Not brown Effigian running after you. Hey guys.
a little boulder of an effigy.
He was obviously like a comical statue.
Yeah,
when he was
like a
created.
jokes-
Yeah.
He's like a little boy peeing.
Yeah.
Oh, his lawn decoration. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He was once upon a time a lawn gnome.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be that small. I think
I'm just thinking of like
Yeah.
creation. Yeah.
He's
But, like,
just he's a
he's
little guy.
He's well known, and many parties I think would split up just to avoid him because he always goes after groups of 4 or more. So like anytime he sees a group of like, if you have 5, he might hesitate. If you have 3, he just like, shh, I'm not famous enough. But anybody 4, he's like going right after them to latch onto them.
We are now 3 for the win.
Mhm.
Okay, well, this is good. You're almost certainly going to meet Hegnod
I know. It's gonna be so annoying.
within the next, like, I don't know, couple of months.
But like he is truly like so well known. If you ask anybody that lives within First Fall, if you mention like Hegnod or man, I saw this little statue running around chasing after. Oh, that's Hegnod. Just ignore him. Don't acknowledge him. Just walk away. It's the most common advice you would probably get.
I would love to add that there are definitely taverns and inns that have like his face with the big X out of it. Like he is not allowed in there anymore.
He has been kicked out of many a tavern.
He is like permanently banned in many places.
Love that.
I think he also fancies himself an expert carpenter, but as it turns out, he is a shit carpenter. Anything he builds is faulty, falls apart. Ask him to build you a ladder, you won't be able to climb shit with it. Yeah.
Love it. Because he's been attached to so many adventuring parties, like he has a lot of stories, but it's very clear that he exaggerates extremely his his role in all of those stories.
And you're never quite sure like which stories actually happened even.
Oh, you're
Right.
never
Like-
sure if he's the reason that the party died.
Yeah.
Or if he's just
He
completely
always
making
somehow makes
something
it
up.
out.
Let me build the bridge.
I tied the rope off. It's fine. Guys, come on.
And I mean, that's just
I
how
swear this party was so great. I was with them for like 3 years and they all just died.
and he has all
Weird.
these stories. Yeah, and like that's probably how it started. It's just the first party he ever been with.
There's like a running, like, underground information trend of ways to fake the death of adventuring parties to get away from him too. Like to fake your own death so he thinks the party died. So he just
Oh,
finds
he
someone
assumes
else.
that every party he's ever been with has died because
Yeah.
why else would they like not be
They
with
would
him
never
anymore?
leave willingly.
They
Oh,
would
and he
never
actually has
abandon him.
seen them. He'll see them, and he's like, "Oh no, they're dead. That couldn't be them."
Haunted
Like,
by the ghosts of
Yeah.
parties past.
Okay, the last
There's
thing
a-
I want to add, the Scott's local news network throughout
Frontier
As-
Dispatch.
the Frontier Dispatch has a section specifically that tracks Egnod's location. Throughout,
When there's been sightings.
there's sightings regularly reported. Frontier.
The most frequently followed section of the dispatch. Everybody pays
It's why I
attention
subscribe.
to that.
It's worth it. Worth
He
the old darks.
somehow survived the wars. Out of all of them,
Yeah.
he is one of the living ones left.
He like spent some time with like a Zealoid army. Allegedly. They could have
Oh,
given him.
there's a whole trade of faux guard that are made of him just to keep people out of places.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, so my stumble of not really knowing what he was gonna
Great.
be is coming.
Turned
so
into
we're gonna
maybe my
close
favorite
it.
thing of the night. Yeah.
Very good. Thanks, guys.
Well, he's already gone. I can use the Gobblefunk voice on this guy.
Yep, I was
Oh, I
like,
know,
Gobblefunk is
right?
back
Not
now.
a chance. This is gonna be. It's
No, don't disgrace Gobblefunk like that.
no. This is a guy that like always has something in his mouth, but it's like swallow it or spit it out. You know, it's just like.
It's like he's chewing on marbles, right?
Oh no, yeah. I mean,
It's like,
I'm
God,
gonna hate him so much.
he's my favorite little guy. Okay, so
you're
Up
gonna attach him to
next.
us somehow. I feel like I should have made this character. This thing's gonna keep.
Oh, we're gonna regret half of these things.
He's gonna,
I
yeah.
know.
so first fall is littered with ruins, and many of them are throughout the ages just have become covered with mosses and lichens and various vines and growth. And so despite being a rather stony place, First Fall is also a rather green place, and there is a creature that as such presents a very big danger, and that is the ember grouse. The ember grouse is a fiery little bird. They have a voluminous chest sack that is used in mating rituals. If you've ever seen what is that?
Is
It's
it
the
that black
greater-
bird that,
Prairie, prairie
puffs up?
grouse.
Yeah, like a prairie grouse. It's just looks like what it looks like. But they are fire spewing, particularly when they are courting other fire or ember grouse, and they are responsible for a great many wildfire.
The like cities and towns around First Fall have an ember grouse season, kind of like swooping season with the magpies in Australia. Everyone has their own ways that this is how you get them to not set you on fire when you're walking home.
Put eyes on the back of your head.
Yeah. Wear your hats backwards and put eyes on. Something akin to that, but for ember grouse.
I would love if ember grouse are like a symbol of love in First Fall. Like
Yeah.
the shape of their their chest is like almost hardish, you know, like a grouse is, how it puffs up.
Yeah.
So it's like because it's like on fire, right? if you send someone like a symbolism of an ember grouse, means you are in love with them, fiery. Like it's just like
Yeah. Their love burns down
yeah,
countryside.
yeah, hell yeah.
I would say because of the danger they pose to Teora and their groves, they would be actively hunted, probably to the point where they almost don't exist in Western Concord anymore. That they've been sort of
Yeah.
pushed to first fall.
Okay, I like that they're not native to the
And then
region.
they got along fine with a lot of the first fall because there's a lot of effigians and they don't really care about
Stone. They
fire
don't care
as
about
much.
fire. Yeah.
And I would say that they're almost like beneficial to farming because there's almost like the farming season is almost in correlation to ember grouse mating season
That's
in
the burning
terms
season
of
instead
doing the controlled fires for their crops.
So many across the whole world value the chest sacks of the ember grouses. It's like a rare thing to acquire, and it can be used in so many different ways. But because they have basically been forced into first fall and become a part of life and the season and the culture, they are fiercely protected, and many effigians have actually befriended them. And so mated pairs will often be seen around with effigians, like one on each shoulder, just hanging out and protecting them if they wanted to befriend them. And they use them, they're like pets, but still kind of wild pets in a sense. And so the effigians are the only ones who can catch them safely and extract the chest sack. If you kill it, it completely deflates and it's worthless. You have to brutally distract it while it's alive.
What is it
making
like
me think of
blow-up?
like foie gras. Like,
Yeah, like you have to the ember grouse
like
has
a
to be
balloon?
alive. Yeah, it's kind of like that because you can use the fire sack afterwards if it's extracted correctly. Is basically what I'm trying to say. You could it's basically like your own torch or flamethrower from then on. But they are so rarely done. It's kind of mean.
The skin is very thin.
Yeah, you can easily just kill it, and then you just waste. So wasteful.
Very good. Okay, Scott.
All right. It's a bit of a weird one. So I'm introducing Bobbin the seamstress. So Bobbin is a sentient loom that was animated by Zeal during the deluge. She insists on weaving fashion-forward outfits for adventurers, often with bizarre results. Capes that are too heavy to wear, cloaks that attract bees, boots that whistle with every step. Despite her eccentricities, Bobbin's heart is in the right place, and she's capable of creating powerful enchanted garments if you survive her fittings.
Does she supply the merchant in the desert?
Yeah.
She very well could be.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
yeah. He has the boots that whistle at every step and no one's willing to buy them in the desert.
That's right.
Where's she headquartered?
So there's only really a couple of major cities on the map, right? With in First Fall. So I had kind of
you
envisioned her.
You can make up a place too.
Well, I envisioned her on the what's the eastern city called?
We got Marodon and Bounty.
In First Fall?
Yeah, there's Bounty, Mordon, and
Oh, it's Marodon. Yeah. It's like a coastal city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have the map up in front of me. Yeah, I'd envision her there. That being sort of a hub of sort of a lot of activity. That's also where forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but that's where the tapestry is centered. Yeah. So she would be there sort of naturally. That would be in a place where she would gravitate toward because of her seamstress arts.
I would love to say that the protectors of the tapestry and stuff fucking hate her.
They think of her as like blasphemous or something.
Yes, 100%.
She's a sentient loom.
And
Yes.
she's been around since the deluge, so we're talking about an ancient being here. I don't love that they hate her. Sorry. I think she would be considered, this quirky old, relic of a being that you're rolling the dice if you're looking for her services. Why would the protectors hate her?
I would say because it's the opposite of what they do, because they hand weave stories, and she's just like a product that just creates nonstop.
Maybe they're divided though. Maybe there's some that secretly think she's the most hilarious ancient thing that's in Moradon, and then there's a more powerful loud group that tries to badmouth her and say she should not be here. She should no longer be amongst us. She just what's the word? Discredits or does a disservice to the craft of the tapestry that we make. But there are many that love her and think she's hilarious and will often be found, even if they're not getting a fitting, sitting in her shop listening to all her stories as she goes on just making stuff. Because maybe she just constantly is talking to herself, thinking there's people around her, or maybe not, Yeah,
I don't really see her as being involved in the tapestry at all. Like, she's not a weaver of tapestry parts. I think she's more around clothing.
Maybe it's not hatred. Maybe it's like
wariness.
Or no, just like you said, she makes very fashion forward. Maybe some of them are just real judgmental about style. Like maybe some of them think she makes terrible style clothes, and some of them really like her style.
Yeah. So there's like a love-hate, a continuous strong love-hate throughout Moradon.
Makes sense.
But that's going to be funny. And she said she can make powerfully enchanted items, right?
Yeah, you're rolling the dice, right? When you go to her and...
Does she have a little dementia?
It could be seen that way, right? She's
Said
got
Alzheimer's.
ideas.
She's a loom. She doesn't have a brain.
Yeah.
Well,
she's a magical sentient.
She has as much brain as in any other effigy, and they didn't have brains.
Hey, there's a reason I have an 8 intelligence.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Maybe it's like a rite of passage for adventurers to go in and try to succeed through one of her fittings and acquire, roll the dice to acquire it. Like they challenge each other whenever you come through Moradon. It's like a local challenge to any new adventure party.
Yeah. You go visit her shop, and I need a new pair of boots, and you see what she comes up with.
And she never intentionally hurts people in the fittings.
No, definitely not.
But like somehow there's pinching and like little poking that happens. That's just like inadvertently, like she's not even trying to, but gets distracted thinking about what she's going to be making for them.
So she's clearly using magic in what she does, but she's not. The magic is secondary. She's mostly concerned with how everything looks.
Oh,
so
okay.
For her, it's I'm going to make you something that's going to be the talk of the town. But as it turns out, it's either to be fabulous, but it could be unbelievably bad in its side effects.
You know what?
I want to add Hegnod is absolutely a devoted customer of her fashion house.
Yeah, yes. Yes. This, I think, for me, when I think about her, she reminds me of the most recent Beauty and the Beast rendition of the armoire that was in Belle's room. It's like that strong French accent that was like, oh, and she throws all these clothes and stuff on Belle to try and put her in a dress. But like more of the enthusiasm to make the most fashion forward thing. That's what I think about when I think of her. If that's something you
I was thinking of Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
Oh, that's another good one. Yeah.
No capes.
Yeah. Okay.
All capes.
Yeah. All capes. Everyone must wear capes. That's great. Love that. Awesome.
Righteous. Okay. Bob and the Seamstress in the books. Matilda.
In Deadstone, I think is the name of the city. There lives a unsure, seems pretty old. No one really knows quite how old. Librarian named Pascal, who, as far as anyone can tell, if she's to be believed, she has been a librarian in Deadstone since before the deluge. And it happened, and she woke up and just kept going about her books. And she is in just the oldest library section of the city, and there's probably ruins around her, but she's still shelving books and researching who knows what.
Okay. Is she a flood touched then?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Love
is
it.
her niche? What is her favorite like
Genre.
Yeah. Is she
Mhm.
like obsessed with like history of like possible firstlings or like
That's a great question.
does she have a favorite author? Like someone who publishes stuff about the Aether Deep?
She would definitely, like, if you got her talking, she would opine that her favorite author is long dead and isn't writing any more books, and it would have been some pre-deluge scholar. Maybe her niche is linguistics. I don't know. That'd be fun.
Okay. And so, given that she has by this point well outlived the natural span of a flood touch, there's something about the library itself that is keeping her going, and she recognizes this and as such never leaves.
Maybe it's like the opposite of the Aether Deep lich with the crystal thread. Like, so much of her soul is in this library. She is just tied to this library now. She's unknowingly made herself this like semi-lich creature based out of this library.
What if some of addition to that is books don't really leave the library, but books keep accumulating to the library?
Ooh. That's fun.
Like she lets people come in and read as much as they want, but it doesn't really leave.
Okay,
And as
I like that.
Like as a nod to her, you will bring her something she doesn't have.
Yeah, bring a new book for the library.
A new piece of knowledge of some kind.
And then maybe she'll let you read one of her favorites.
Yep.
Would she let you write information and take information in like your own journal or anything like that? Or it's literally you can only read it, absorb it in your own mind, and then leave? You can't actually like write or take any written word outside of the library?
I feel like notes would be fine.
I would think
Okay.
so. They got rid of keen mind, didn't they? The whole perfect memory
Mm-hmm.
in 2024. Yeah.
I wouldn't want a perfect memory. There are many things I would want to forget. Many things I can't forget.
All right, Pascal the Undying. Excellent. Snash, bringing us home.
All right. Oh man, I missed it. Where'd it go? Come back map, so I can see. All right, in and around Bounty, we have a wandering, traveling alchemist. Do you guys know what an II is?
Yes.
All right. He's an II, Namasi, by the name of Chudlet.
Can you spell that, please?
CHUDLET. Exactly how.
What a
Chudlet,
name.
wandering traveling alchemist. And what
Okay.
kind of Namasi is he?
Here, hold on.
If you watched Madagascar, it's what
Here.
Maurice is.
Yeah.
It's a lemur.
I'll give you a good visual.
They've got
Oh,
crazy
no.
long fingers for digging grubs out of trees.
Ah, yes. Love that. Love that.
Yep. Leave,
Chudlet.
leave that hella open. He got potions, baby.
He's open all night long.
Would you
There's
say
the-
that oh sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ruby.
Well, would you say that he's one of the few people that collaborates with the Namasi and the Western Concord over near Wellspring that make moonshine, and he is one of the few that like has an active chain of them delivering the alcohol to him to sell
Oh yeah,
as he
because
travels?
alcohol is just another potion, right?
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
normal form.
Yeah, but
of
he's one of the
alchemy.
few that like everybody knows if you want some, you find him.
I wouldn't say he's like a salesperson for moonshine.
Okay.
He might trade with them, but he's more of an alchemist with potions.
Gotcha.
So I think he's missing a finger on his left hand, but he won't talk about how it happened.
Oh, God.
All right, then somebody in First Fall has that finger.
Has the
Maybe.
finger.
Yeah.
It's not a pinky. Sorry.
Wait, what if it's not somebody in First Fall that has it? What if the Cactus Bandit has it as one of her
It's
pieces
her-
of
sure.
around her
jewelry?
neck. Yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yes. Even better. It's not a trophy of conflict. It's a trophy of love.
it was given to her.
I love it. What if he doesn't? He only sells potions because it's a necessity to keep things going, but he's all about the research.
Oh yeah. New ingredients, new magic, something he hasn't seen before, someone he hasn't seen before.
He's got stashes of potions and ingredients like in trees all over First Fall. That like he has little grub holes that he keeps them in.
Oh yeah.
Chudlet, what a great name.
So you said he's most likely to be found around Bounty?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Chudlet. Some great names tonight, everybody. Okay.
Does
Well,
he also have a series of failed apprentices like
No.
like the gemologist?
He's a little like kooky, but he's not unbearable. He's actually like you wouldn't mind like hanging out with him for a while. He's pretty fun.
he's a chill hang.
He's a chill hang that might, blow
Blow you
something
up.
Yeah.
Of course.
That was
Very
my-
twitchy. Very twitchy. Yeah. His whole
That was my,
demeanor looks very twitchy.
That's what I was thinking about. The missing finger was more like a mishap, but I like it being a love token.
He has like a permanent like shell shock look to him.
Real
Like
big
just-
eyes.
Yeah.
Just
Like
the like
that, like,
poofy like
Just like an eye.
Einsteinian
Yeah.
hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is he an overconfident experimenter, or is he like everything? Is he shy about when he's mixing a new potion?
Oh, I don't think he would be shy about it. He'd just be like, he's
just-
pretty
he just
fucking
goes for
lucky.
it.
Yeah.
Like PPE, never heard of her.
Yeah. Nose hairs, don't got him.
Never had an eyebrow. Yep.
Yeah. Face is bare.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Well, we have made it through each of our regions. We've added one thing each. Do we have any rapid fire additions that we'd like to make to any of these places? I can't stay up too much later, but I can stay up a bit later.
I got a bonus for each one, but I'll stick to one or two.
Well, you can also just send those to any that if we don't get to them.
Long pause. Ruby, you're muted.
I don't think I have anything. I mean, I was gonna do some stuff that I'd built into my own backstory, but I didn't think that would really be relevant at the time.
I
That's
got
why I went
a
with some other stuff.
something for the Aether Deep. It's called a Venari. It's a 2-armed alligator python hybrid, kind of dragon-like. It has razor sharp scales that run down its spine and tail, and it swims through the Aether Deep.
Okay, it's almost like a coatl or quetzalcoatl, like with like
What?
it's like a serpent, but with 2 arms.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
but like a crocodile alligator kind of dragon-like head, and all long. They're rather large, and they swim through the water like an anaconda does, kind of, with their arms to the side like a crocodile.
Love it.
That's crazy.
Vinari, Vinari.
Vanari, yeah.
A-N. I can get on board with that. So we're saying like anaconda size?
Like a giant, like Anaconda,
Giant.
the movie Anaconda.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
You're just making more things for us to
Yeah.
fight.
More shit to kill us.
Yeah.
Dude, the world was flooded with magic. Fucking weird things happen.
Yeah. That's fair.
Sweet. Okay.
Someone make a cute one.
Quick.
Quick.
Oh yeah, because that's totally easy.
Snash, do you have any more cute ones?
I have a cute one.
Give us a cute one.
This is for Southreach.
Okay.
They're hamsters the size of bears. I don't have a name for them, though. They would be
Oh,
perfect
gosh.
prey for Scott's mammoth legend.
It's true.
Someone
Okay.
needs to name them,
They
though.
could
So
be
imagine
called groundlings.
Groundlings.
They could go be called
They,
the
they
fuzzy bird.
burrow in the ice and the snow. Like hamsters like to dig, but they're massive.
Think of all the shit they could shove in their cheeks.
Think of how big those
Wow.
cheeks are.
So my question is, what do they eat in a place where it's going to be like pretty sparse
That's a good
vegetation?
question.
Insects, bugs, anything.
Don't we have an insect in the...
The little hummingbirds.
Oh my
do
god,
not.
yes, they eat punkles.
I have to eat so many.
You can't have one of your cute things eat the other cute thing.
Yes, you can.
Yes, they can.
Yes. Oh
There
my
was like
God.
wasn't there like a wasp thing in Southreach? Am
I mean, the
imagining
sieve
that?
are
There's
wasp
Siva there,
people.
yeah.
No, Ruby made it like a beetle, didn't you?
Oh yeah. There was some sort of bug that was made.
Hold on.
But I
Well, I made the
that
mud
I-
biters, but last
Who's the
No,
last session?
last time.
Let me see.
I would love the idea.
Oh
of,
yeah,
like-
you get the jewel beetles in
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah, the
in
jewel
the
beetles.
frozen scar.
Yeah.
I would love the idea of coming across the hamster and like getting it to empty its mouth, and both cheeks are just full of punkles,
Full of punkles
And they
and
just
spill out.
pop.
punkles.
Just
and then they fly away.
hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Actually,
Okay.
I would love to say that the punkles don't mind it because they don't know that they're being eaten. They just think it's a warm, cozy place to huddle up.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Maybe it's like a land-based filter feeder like whales, but the punkles are the remora for them.
Oh, they're like cleaning the insides of
Yeah.
their cheeks. That's
Yeah.
so cute. What if What if their food is pungle shit?
Shit is going to be so important in this universe.
They're just
Jeez.
shit oriented. I mean,
symbiotic
with not a lot of food in the area.
Every source of nutrients is important.
It's true.
Giant poop hamsters.
Poop hamsters and the
There
funkles
could also
are like remoras. They clean up
be
their bodies.
like a species of pine in Southreach that is like tremendous and produces pine cones like the size of sedans, and they eat the the pine cone kernels.
And they are specifically like very inedible for any other species.
Oh, yeah, it's like eucalyptus for koalas.
Yeah. I love that.
I have another creature. Am I ready?
Let's go.
Gonzels.
Which region?
They're in First Fall. They are the capybaras of the world.
Hell yeah.
They're the most unbothered
Do they look like capybaras?
They look very similar, but I was going to change the color of their fur to something like weird and odd.
Can you say their name again?
Purple.
Gonzules.
Gonzels.
Yeah.
It's dangerously close to the last name of one of my good friends.
You're gonna think of that person as a capybara now.
Whenever they let out a cry,
should be honored.
One thing that kind of can make them a bit annoying, they're normally like very aloof and chill, and they don't like cry a lot. But when they do cry, it sounds like they're saying their name. So it's like and it'll just go over and over. Just that's how they call out to each other.
Okay, you might hate this and you can totally reject this. What if, to differentiate them some from capybaras, they look like capybaras in every other regard except their face, which is like a noseless human face.
Oh yeah,
love it.
They look like little Voldemorts running around.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're like just gross.
Terrifying. Thank you.
The other thing was the color. I wanted them to kind of come in slightly brighter looking colors than like the brown color they are. But First of all, it has a lot of green, right?
Yes.
So
I mean, it's not as like, verdant as the Western Concord, but yeah.
But I would say that they come in orange. What was the other color I was gonna do? Orange, teal, and sometimes a very like light rosy pink color. And even though they look really weird and hideous, many people are attracted to the color of them because they stand out against the green and the stone that are all throughout First Fall.
And they have glorious, glorious mutton chops.
Why are you creating something so nasty?
It started out so cute.
Cute. Nick just made it
Nick's just made it
nasty,
something
nasty
real
old Voldemort man.
No. They're still cute.
There's some people that really do find them actually cute. It's like, and I would say Nick described them as noseless, but I want to say they look like their face has been squished in. So like you can still see that they have a nose. It's just everything's like squished.
So they have a
Very
pug
human.
face.
Yeah, it's like more humanoid squished nose face.
Oh god.
I'm just making them worse.
They are heavily, sweetly scented.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe they smell like, I don't know, like maple syrup and pancakes, and it's
I
just
would
like
say
one of those weird things, like dog food smelling like Fritos.
And they just eat they just eat pretty much any veggies that are around, flowers, grass, leaves, anything that they can find. They'll even start nibbling on a Teora if it walks too close to them.
If it sits still for too long.
Yes, it sits still, and there's a Gonzil around that like walks up behind them and starts just nibbling on them.
Imagine that's a constant issue for Teora, is having to fend off herbivores.
I love to think that they're one of the meats that a lot of people just refuse to eat.
Oh yeah, Gonzils, yeah.
Even though they're delicious.
Yeah, it's like
Secretly,
someone's like,
there's
"Oh, we
something
have
weird about it."
gonzils every holiday," and you're like, "I ain't coming to your house."
Oh, gross.
And it's really funny is in certain ruins, I would say there's like a weirdly large amount of them perched on effigy and statues. It's just like they're like in little clumps, and there's a weird like because if you see capybaras, there's always like at least 4 or 5 of them all together in one clump.
Just
So
all laying out in the sun. Yeah,
they're just all laying out in the sun around just anywhere in the ruins is where you can find them. True. So
gross.
you're
I
welcome.
hate them.
Yeah,
I love them.
I love them.
I love little weirdos.
I like them better than the adventure chaser.
Heck not. Nah. Dude's chill.
Well, we've filled the world with strange things now.
Indeed.
Strange wild
Weirdos,
world.
cuties, and
Scaries.
scary boys.
You want one last
And
melancholy one?
Oh, sure.
Give it to us.
All right. Whisper stones. They're small stones found rarely throughout Firstfall that allow the practice of binding echoes, where voices of loved ones are preserved in enchanted gemstones, which has led to the practice of using Speak to the Dead to get one last message forever recorded for your loved ones.
So are they like
Sweet.
creatures? Like
No,
living
they're just little rocks. They're found rarely around, and they're basically like a rock that inherently has the magic mouth spell on it. So you can use it to get one last recording of your loved one.
How rare are they? Or would you say that it's almost like the Effigians in Firstfall actually excel and trade them because they're the ones that can find them the easiest?
They're not legendarily rare. They're around. It wouldn't be uncommon for a house to have 1 or 2 from a loved one who's passed.
When the Whisper Stone records a voice, is that all it's able to record is one time?
Yep. And then it's done.
Could you say that? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, finish your thing. Sorry.
I was going to say, could you say that during war times, Whisper Stones were used all the time to carry secret messages where people would pretend they were their loved ones saying things and then they were just discarded? So there's a ton of these Whisper Stones around battlefields that just relay like certain messages or orders coded.
Terribly safe form of communication.
Yeah, I don't think it would have had much utility. It's more like a sentimental thing. So it's possible that they've been tried for other uses, but I think they'd be relatively inconsistent for that.
That's fair.
Everybody guy who knows a guy who has been sent a Whisper Stone by someone who hated them, and it's just repeating, like telling them to fuck off or something.
So there's hate messages.
Fuck you, Brad. Like
Right.
there's
like my last
everyone
wish
knows someone
is
who knows
mail
someone.
this-
Yeah.
Yeah, mail this to Brad. Like this is
Yeah.
my last wish.
That's great.
Definitely a few like angry ex-husbands and stuff
Yeah.
out there.
Jilted lovers sending a Whisper
How
Stone
loud
to
would you say
someone
the Whisper
pissed
Stone
off.
is? Is it truly a whisper?
Yeah, and it's not something that you can just call up the voice on demand.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like it's inconsistent in its delivery. So you'd have to
Yeah.
hold it to your ear for a while, and then you'd hear it whisper.
Okay, because they're just not going to randomly go off. You actually really have to. Okay, cool.
You get sent an anonymous Whisper Stone, and you think it's like an admirer, like a long lost family member or something, and you wait forever for it to go off, and it just says, "You're
It's just a
piece of
rock.
shit."
Oh.
Or it's just a rock too. People have been confused.
I've
There's
been listening
someone-
to this damn thing for weeks.
There's someone walking around selling Whisper Stones, and it's just a bag of rocks.
Just rocks.
Just a bag of rocks.
Just a bag of
Bag of rocks.
Sign me up.
Getting back to the bag of rocks.
I love it.
Oh, perfect.
Wow.
Full circle.
All right. Well, we did it again. Huzzah!
Yay!
The world again is richer than it was prior. So, thank you all for your contributions. If you have anything else that you want to add to this document that I was taking notes on in the drive folder, please do. I would just say, can you highlight it in another color so we see that it's new?
And all this is in the drive on the.
Yep.
Okay.
In the Wyrdgard lore folder.
Wait.
Campaign
Called
room.
Monsters and NPCs. All right. Well, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye,
Thanks,
Steve.
everybody.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.